4 spine crawlers here, and is there 4 here? Yeah, no, 4 spine crawlers, 4 spore crawlers, and he is getting spines at his natural because of those roaches, but right now, NexShine is forced to long distance mine. You see, he already had 4 gas. He really wanted to get more mutas, because mutas are very good, because until you can get a significant number of hydras, mutas actually decimate hydras very easily. He is getting speed for his overloads, and he's getting 2 infestors, so very interesting. Because you see, the thing is when you go hydras, the beauty of mutas is their mobility. And he's not gonna risk it. He's not gonna waste his links. The beauty of mutas are the mobility, but one fungal growth can trap so many mutas and they can't move. And mutas only have a range of 3, but hydras have a range of 5. Upgraded, they have a range of 6. So once you fungal growth the mutas, they are dead, because the hydras will just pick them off at range. And it's such a good counter to mutas. And I would really like to see NexShine shift into something more. And there you go. We are going to see Hydralisk then. We are going to see high tech, because the infestation pit is going down. And oh, I thought I saw the different icon, but no. On the incomes tab, look at that. 1,003 over 700, 48 workers over 37, and NexShine is getting a third, mainly for extra lava, but I don't know if this is going to do anything. There are more Zerglings. The mutas are reacting on time, but these Zerglings are probably just here for harass, and they are going to pick off quite a few number of drones. They are trying to get the queen, and very nicely Ice has micro, and look at that. NexShine is going to save his queen, and the queen. Wow, the queen has 4 health. One more tick from a Zergling, and it would have died. The queen has 1 armor, so that 5 damage would have killed it from the Zergling, but yeah, I don't know. Looking at the army size, though, yeah, that's what I suspected. This is all Ice has, but because the army of NexShine is basically only mutas, there's not really much he can do. Even though he has a much larger army, and look at that, all these hydras coming out, and if these hydras are going to be able to catch any kind of mutas, it's going to be over. So Nex has invested so much in these mutas, but it's not really going to pay off. 11 mutas, it could have been like 22 hydras in terms of gas, because gas is the limiting factor in ZVZ, and actually in all races really. Most races are gas locked. This muta is just going to be a scout. I don't think he's going to realistically think that he's going to be able to kill the hatchery, but it is forcing NexShine to move out his overlords and get a very nice creep spread. These infestors have been out a long time. They are almost full energy. And I don't know, is he gonna, I think he's just gonna make hydras out of this one just to deal with this, yeah, he's gonna send 1 hydra, and it's gonna deal very nicely with that, and yeah, Ice is reacting very nicely. He's not pulling all his hydras away, and these mutas were trying to do some harass, but Ice is just not gonna allow it. But yeah, it's shifting into the late game. It is gonna be 3 base, and so far none of them have really made a move, because the thing is if Ice loses all his hydras right now, basically NexShine is going to be able to make a whole bunch of roaches and push it and take out his bases, so he really doesn't want to misstep. But again, if NexShine loses all his mutas, then he knows he's not going to have enough roaches, and these Zerglings are going to try to pick off the mineral line, but these mutas are on the prowl, they know, and 1 fungal growth, I don't think that was really worth it, because you really want to save your energy, and they are going to try to pick off an infestor, but again, once again, this infestor lives, and yeah, as I say, it's this uncomfortable position. You also see this in TVT, where they basically build up this force of tanks, and nobody really wants to make a move first, because they know that if they lose their army, it's going to be over. So they are jockeying for position, and both of them are making more and more hydras, because again, as I said, you know, you can lose your mutas very quickly to hydras. So you need the meat. You need the meat and bone of the Zerg army. You need upgraded roaches. You need upgraded hydras. And actually, looking on the research, he does have 1 missile attacks for his hydras, and no armor yet. The army is actually 2 armor for Ice already, so he is already one armor. So going very heavily on the defense now. This is actually what I like to see, because remember, he got 1 attack for melee, and eventually this game is going to evolve into Ultralisk, because Ultralisk do very well in ZVZ. A lot of the units clump up like Zerglings, roaches, and Ultras destroy roaches. They do like 45 damage cleave to roaches. So even though you're getting armor for your Hydras, they also get shared with your Ultras later on. So I've actually seen some Zergs, they basically go 3 armor and no missile attacks. But they get, when they start making their Ultras, then they get 2 melee attack and then 3 melee attack. And then basically the Hydras just stand behind and do a lot of damage. But as I say, the game is not really... They basically slice the map in half and they are just waiting. And their army size are pulling up. Actually, NexShine has a much larger army, but in terms of composition, he only has 7 Roaches to tank. And only 17 Hydras. So looking at the units tab, we do have 18 Hydras versus Ice 28 Hydras, but Ice doesn't have any Roaches. He does have 12 Roaches for Shine, and Shine also does have those 12 mutas. So on the army size, he is much larger, but I don't know. And there we go. We are getting Missiles 2 and Armor 2 for both players, and look at that. Ice is on Hive, and he is getting that Ultralisk Cavern, and I have to say, this is a really good move. NexShine is doing, oh, that's too many spoils, and he's going to lose, no, he's not going to lose 1 muta, but Nex is going to use his mutas to his best advantage. Just Overlord's like, phew, almost died there. But this Zergling is just watching the watchtowers, but basically look at it, Ice is not moving his Overlords forward. He is going to get a 4th base, but what I really like to see is this Ultralisk Cavern, because an Ultralisk essentially is the cost of 3 Hydras. 300 minerals, 150 gases for Hydras. The Ultralisk is 300 minerals, 200 gas. So you pay 50 gas more, you get an Ultra. But an Ultra has so much more health than a Hydra, like 5 to 6 times more health, 4 times more than a Roach. And if NexShine is only going to stick to Roaches to be his meat shields for his Hydras, the Ultras are going to decimate the Roaches, because Ultras with Chitinous Plating and 3 armor have a whopping 6 armor. That means these Hydras, they do 14 damage, minus 6, they only do 8 damage. So they're almost doing damage like a Marine. So Ultras are a very good tank. Actually, ooh, look at that. He does have the Infestation Pit, but he's not getting Hive. So, this this is a little cute. Leaving two Infested Terrans there. He is going to deny the gold. I don't think Ice really expected to keep this, but he does. What this does reveal is, for 300 minerals, it reveals the composition of the enemy. And that drone's like, screw my life, man. He does cancel and he's going to die, but this is a very huge army, and Ice is going to need some Ultras if he's going to be able to hold this off. And, and the Infestors are behind. They are going to be, not being going to Fungal Growth, but looking at the armies tab, we are going to see a huge battle. 6,300 versus 3,003. And these Ultras need to pop. There are 7 Ultralisks on the way, but it doesn't matter if Ice is going to be able to crush the Hydra army. Ultras without support, without Hydras on the back, are not going to be able to do. And with these Mutalisks on the side, the Ultras are spawning. They need to be attacking. The Ultras upgraded 5 armor and 1 attack. And very nice Fungal Growth there. The Hydras are Fungal Growth. They cannot help their friends in the front. And these Ultralisks are just cleaving through these Roaches. Looking at the armies tab again, actually the army is even. Look at that, from 6,000 of NexShine, he is down to 2,000. Wow, I have no idea. And these Ultralisks are gonna clean up, and that's what I'm saying. Ultras are such good tanks, and this Ultra, is gonna cleave that. This Infestor is gonna go down. NexShine's income actually is falling. He's moved all his main workers into this goal long distance. But I'm gonna have to I'm gonna tip the hat to Ice. He really does have the better army composition right now, and I really would like to see NexShine get his own Ultralisk. She needs to get these workers back on gas, but he is making a lot more Hydras. Looking on the incomes tab, looking on the production tab, he just made, I think, 18 more Hydras, but Ice is going to mirror it with 18 Hydras of his own, and looking at the armies tab again, they are even. So they are macroing up very heavily, but the critical thing is going to be that Ice has 6 Ultras to NexShine's only 2 Roaches, and even though he does have 11 more Hydras, Shine has 11 more Hydras, I don't know, it's going to not do very much. We do have melee attack too, so these Overlords are going to be able to do 19 damage splash to Hydras, and are going to be able to do, I think, 50 damage to Roaches. So these Roaches are going to get basically 3-shotted, and look at that. Nex is going to claim this gold while Ice is going to claim it. So they are splitting the map directly in half, and again, it's going to be that uneasy pause before the storm, that calm before the storm, before these 2 armies clash, because they know that if they lose their army a second time, they're gonna lose expansions, and with their main mined out, with their natural gonna be mined out, if they lose these outward expansions, it is gonna be game. But look at this concave. Actually, the army of Shine is completely out of position. These Ultralists are going to town on these roaches. These roaches are completely getting destroyed, and this is fantastic concave by Ice. These Ultras are doing their jobs. They are soaking up all the damage, and looking at the armies tab, it is quickly falling for Shine, and Shine calls GG and leaves. Wow, so Ice takes another game off another pro gamer, but I have to say, it really came down to army composition. It was, and also because Shine's army was basically walking from the natural. I think Ice must have made a feint, so Shine pulled all his army to his other natural, but then he attacked this one, and then basically the army was coming a little bit by little bit, but Ice had this beautiful concave, and he had all his Ultras in the front, and with 500 health and 5 armor, yeah, basically they just tanked, and all the roaches went down, and what a game. What could have Ice done earlier? I think the thing was, he went too heavy on the mutas when he had 5 mutas here, and he saw, okay, he's getting a lot of spores. Actually, that's a lot of income, and he knew that Ice was going these spore claws, and he also had a lot of roaches. He had like 10 roaches. Remember, they got sniped out by the Zerglings? He had 10 roaches. I think if he had made, another 20 roaches instead of making another, I think he made another 8 more mutas. Instead of those mutas, if he made roaches instead and then push, he could have crushed this expansion and then get his own. And then all he needs to really is just to leave 6 roaches here just to deny those banelings, because Ice was very wisely leaving banelings here and then put his Zerglings here, trying to bait the roaches out so he could run the banelings into Shine's base. But it didn't happen. But Shine basically went a lot more mutas, and the mutas really didn't do very much other than snipe overloads. But yeah, what a game. Basically, this is a ZVZ. Again, Hydra Infestor, but the key thing was Ultras with armor. And look at that, 3 armor on the way for Ice. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll try to get you guys more pro gaming, and I think next time I'm going to do a 2v2. And yeah, hope you enjoy my cast. This is HD Phoenix, signing out.